After prepping up your meals during the day, there's quite a few things that you might just discard into a bin and not give a second thought. But there are some certain things that you would normally throw away that you can reuse. And we'll just go through a couple of those right now. Potato peelings is a good one to keep, because rather than chuck these in bin, you could put them in your compost bin. Mix them in with your cut grass and a bit of bran, old dead leaves, things like that. And as it breaks down, it's going to make some compost up and add a little bit of nutrients into it at the same time. Then you've got tea bags. Rather than throwing these away, you can just tear them open and take out the contents of that tea bag. And if you just sprinkle that into your garden, it's going to raise the acidity slightly, but it's also going to put a bit of iron and nitrogen into your soil. You can even just bury the tea bag, because that will decompose over time. Then you've got eggshells. Don't throw your eggshells away. Give them a really good clean, or bake them in the oven to get rid of any bacteria that might be left in there, and then just crush them. If you sprinkle that into your garden, you're going to add calcium back into that soil. But if you sprinkle some of these around your tender plants, like lettuces especially, that snails and slugs love to eat, if you've got some of this around the bottom of your plant, they won't try and eat that plant because it's too sharp for them to crawl across. And it's a more organic way of preventing slugs and snails eating your crops, rather than using slug pellets, which are now banned, by the way. We've all seen one of these before. You take a potato out the fridge and it's growing a chit. Now, as long as this chit isn't long, white and spindly, and it's a nice purple or deep green, you can use that. You can still eat the potato. That's not a problem. If you just cut that piece off and then put it on a plate, on a paper towel or something, anything like that, just drop it on there and let that dry out on the cut side so it heals a bit, and then you can plant that in a pot and that will grow into a potato plant and make you some more potatoes, and you still got the rest of your potato that you can eat. Spring onions is another good example. Usually when I make a meal, all the green is the part that I like the best, and I chop all that off. But when you chop it off, leave about this much of your onion. So to where that band is, about that much. And then plant these in a jar of water and just leave them. 1 to 2 weeks later, this is what happens. These are some that I did about 9 days ago, and there was only that little bit left. I popped the rest into this jar in some water, and you can see just how the roots have grown back. But at the same time, the plants are growing and creating new green tops. So that's a really good one. Don't throw the little bits of bulbway at the bottom. Do this and then you've got fresh greens all over again. Now when you're prepping a beetroot straight from your garden that you've grown and you're going to chop it, you chop the top off. Don't throw that bit away. This is the top side of it, and it looks a bit horrible, I admit. Just pop that in a little tub of water, and just sit it in there and leave it on your window, a sunny window, and wait to see what happens again in a week to 2 weeks later. Because if you pop it in a tub of water, the green leaves will grow back. And then you can harvest these little leaves and add them to your little lettuce leaves and make yourself up a mixed salad for free. Just make sure when you do this, you don't completely submerge that top. Just enough so that the bottom's in water and it will regenerate leaves. Another one you can do is celery. Once you've removed all these stems, if you cut it once again to about there, leave that bottom part on, roots will start growing out of the bottom of this. There won't be a lot of roots, not like the spring onion, but a few small roots will start to grow. And where you've chopped it off, you'll see new celery stems starting to regrow. So another thing to save and try. So that's just a few bits and bobs that you would normally not think twice about putting in the bin. But now you know some certain things that you can regrow food from or feed your existing plants with. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little video. If you want to see any more in the future, then please hit that subscribe button and press the notifications bell, and I'll see you all next time. You take care.